Hello, race fans, and welcome back to the More Freedom series. We have traveled to the Michigan Speedway for this Michigan 60. This is going to be race number 31 in the More Freedom series, season 3, and with only 6 races left this season, the points race is getting very, very close. Let's go through your current top 10. Your points leader is the 329 of Heck of a Duber. Second place will be the 96 of Nico. Third will be the 3 of Geek Girl Games. Fourth will be the 300 of Resemble. Fifth will be the 80 of Hog Eric. Sixth will be the 799 of Mike Check. Tied for 7th will be the 69 of Arco Creates and the 49 of Jetman. Ninth will be the 33 of Hardy Jones, and rounding out your top 10 will be the 51 of AJM. So that's your current top 10 in points. Let's check in on those team and chassis standings. Win last week for MBR, so they are still at the top of the team standings with Aces to Z Motorsports, KFB Racing, Douche Motorsports, and Dump and Roll rounding out the top 5. Chassis standings look like this: Toyota, Dodge, Chevy, Ford, and Pontiac. Toyota still with a pretty commanding lead right now, but we're going to see how they do today here at Michigan. These cars and drivers are getting everything fired up. I'm super excited about what today is going to be in store here in the More Freedom series. Should be an amazing race. Crowd's filing in, so I think it's time. So let's go racing. Well, let's go through your starting top 10 for this Michigan 60. Starting on the pole will be the 06 of Ice Cream Some Days, and on her outside, the 300 of Resemble. Starting third will be the 777 of Seabass, and on his outside, the 00 of Mudbone. Starting 5th will be the 13 of King of the Aces, and on his outside, the 49 of Jetman. Starting 7th will be the 25 of JTM, and on his outside, the 40 of Veteran Chaos. Starting 9th will be the 420 of Queen of Hearts, and rounding out the top 10 will be the 38 of Baseman. So that's your starting top 10 for this Michigan 60. Again, Aces to Z Motorsports has a great showing here for starting in the top 10. They got Ice Cream Some Days, King of the Aces, Queen of Hearts in the top 10 to start this race. And we're going to see how they do, where they finish, and all that stuff. Your points leader, the 329 of Heck of a Duber, he's going to be starting 32nd here today. I don't know that that's going to matter, as he could go, honestly, you know, he could go 32nd to first here today at Michigan. We're going to have pit stops. We're going to have shenanigans. There's going to be all kinds of craziness going on. We are about ready. Ice Cream's leading us down. The 300 of Resemble right there beside her. Behind her is going to be the 777 of Seabass. They are underway. The green flag is out, and here we go. Ice Cream making her way down into turn 1 as that 00 of Mudbone pushing in behind the 777 of Seabass. Here comes the 13 of King of the Aces. There's 4 wide right now with the 25, the 40, and the 49. The 25 sandwiched in the middle right there between the 420 and the 20 and the 40. As Veteran pushes to the top of the track, the 777 of Seabass, he's working the high side. Down low is that 00 of Mudbone. As we saw earlier this week in the IROC Series race, the high line is probably the line they want to get in. As the 00 of Mudbone works high, the 300 of Resemble goes low. We're going to see, honestly, we're going to see how the high and low lines work here, as your leader on lap number 1 is going to be the 06 of Ice Cream Some Days. Let's bring up your timing and scoring. As always, top 10 on your left. Favorite driver scrolling across the top. Battle right now for the 4th position between the 300, the 38, and the 40, and the 25. We got several KFB Racing drivers, as I saw the 619 of Balls Deep in the mix right here, as a little bit of wall grindage right there with one of the drivers. Trying to get back up here to that action. There's the 25 of JTM. He's working to the outside of the 40 of Veteran Chaos. He's going to take away that position as the 38 of Baseman. Back to the back bumper of the 300 of Resemble. Running up a lane higher is that 00 of Mudbone. He's going to get a run through the tri-oval here on the 777 of Seabass. Again, that low line, not the fastest, but We're going to see what this 00 can do as he heads into 1 and 2. They're slowing down from like 200 plus miles an hour here at Michigan. This track is very, very fast. Your current fastest lap is by the race leader, the 06 of Ice Cream Some Days, at 34.721 seconds or 207.367 miles per hour. So they have these cars cranked up today for these 30 laps of green flag action. As the 300 of Resemble down to the inside. The 777 of Seabass into 1 and 2. Out of 2 they come as the 777 works high, as does the 00 of Mudbone. Here comes that 25 of JTM. We're going to see what he does with that 300 as he pushes down to the bottom of the track underneath the 300 of Resemble. Again, that high line they're able to just coast around the high line, not let off as much as they would as the low line would. And they're just able to carry the speed through the turn on the low line, as now JTM is in contention with the 38 of Baseman, who does go high on him right here. So the 25 of JTM, he's going to get contention on the outside by that 38 of Baseman. Looks like the 123 of Roy Chow is also going to head high as JTM cuts him off. Here comes that 33 of Harvey Jones down to the inside of the 123 of Roy Chow. JTM drops to the bottom. We're going to see if he slides back up in front of that 123, and he will. As checking in on your leader, that 06 of Ice Cream Some Days. Right now, that 777 of Seabass is there on her back bumper. They battle down the backstretch. The 00 of Mudbone also right there. He's going to push it hard low into the turn. Not able to get that run, but he is itching to take away the second position from the 777 of Seabass right here. As that 06 of Ice Cream Some Days still has a lead here on lap number 7. She's led flag to flag so far. Current fastest lap now is going to be by the 38 of Baseman at 207.367 miles per hour. As the 777 of Seabass, I was looking over at the timing and the scoring, so I didn't see him. It looked like Mudbone was trying to get down to the inside. Seabass pushes high. The 38 of Baseman able to catch up to the back bumper, that 300 of Resemble. As we're lined up mostly single file as of right now through the top 10. That 71 of Kung Fu Beer has made his way up to the top 10. KFB starting 22nd on the day today. So KFB with a great run so far here in the Michigan 60 for the More Freedom Series. Several of his drivers right now in the top 10. Himself, the 40 and the 38. As the 00 gets a good run through the turn. Here comes the 777 and the 06 down to the bottom line. That 300 riding high as the 00 and the 38 hooked up in the draft right here into 1 and 2. So Mudbone with some draft by the 38 of Baseman. We're going to see if he can hold this through 1 and 2 and take that position away from the 300 of Resemble. Resemble with a great run on the outside. Mudbone does slide back up in front of that 38 of Baseman as the 777 of Seabass thinking about making a run for the front on the 06 of Ice Cream Some Days. He's down half a lane through the front stretch. That 300 of Resemble with a great run on him on the outside. Here comes the 00 of Mudbone. He's going to make it 3 wide into 1 and 2 with the 777 and the 300. The 25 of JTM thinks about going with the 00. Here comes the 38 of Baseman. He's in the middle, almost making it 4 wide right now. Off of 2 is the 38 of Baseman. He slides to the high line right there in front of the 777 of Seabass, slides right across his nose into 3 and 4. Very, very close racing up here at the front for third position as the 38 of Baseman is low. He is almost right there to the front. Man, almost to the front tire on that 00 of Mudbone. As that 123 of Roy Chow, he's around the outside of the 25 of JTM. So is that 13 of King of the Aces. Again, Coda 2 weeks ago won at Pocono as the 71 of Kung Fu Beer, working to the outside of the 40 of his teammate Veteran Chaos. So KFB trying to keep that momentum going, get higher into the top 10. He is looking for his actual first win in the series as KFB. He has finished second. I don't know how many times he finished second in points. He is definitely working his hardest right here on the track to get around the 40 of Veteran Chaos, get up to the 9th position, I do believe, as he's going to make it 3 wide, almost 3 wide with that 123 of Roy Chow and the 25 of JTM. JTM on the outside of the 123 of Roy Chow, but that draft help by the 71 of Kung Fu Beer is going to propel that 25 or the 123 in front of the 25 as they just dance all over this track right now, as we have a battle right here between 4 wide action between the 33 of Harvey Jones, the 42 of ZWTF. ZWTF thinks better of it, slides in front of the 34 of Super Snake. Super Snake moved his way up to the 11th in points right now, as he was working to the outside of that 143 of Mom Games Hard with the 42 of ZWTF. 40 of Veteran Chaos getting drafted past by these cars as we get pit stops happening right now on the track. We're going to jump up here to the front as the 06 of Ice Cream Someday still your leader. Right behind her is that 300 of Resemble. So again, Toyota is just powering their cars out to the front here today at Michigan. Just a great run here in the last few races. Last 3 races, Toyota has just been on a tear in the More Freedom Series. Insane action today here at Michigan as the 06 of Ice Cream Some Days ducks off the track. Looks like that 96 of Nico is going to lead a lap here today. So the 96 doing what he can to win the series. He's going to stay out 1 extra lap, and he is going to lead a lap here today. I think he's going to lead a lap here today at Michigan, which will give him those 5 bonus points, cut into the 20-point lead that Duber has as of right now. So every point for this 96 of Nico helps him out as his chase for 2 in a row. 2 in a row in the championship here in the More Freedom Series. So the 96 Busch Light Dodge for MBRE pulls off the track. He was your leader here today, as it looks like that lead will be taken over by possibly the 777 of Seabass. Not sure yet, as the 71 of Kung Fu Beer trying to work down to his inside. We have lots of cars in front of them. That's the 38 of Baseman. So really, the 96 needs to hurry up here as Baseman is working into turn 3. The 96 is fueled up. He is down and away. He's still going to be your leader here in the More Freedom Series. This race at Michigan, as the 38 of Baseman, I believe, is going to take over the lead here as he comes through. And the 96 is working his way back onto the track. But we have a gaggle of cars racing for the 2nd position right now, as the 300, the 06, the 777, the 1, all these cars racing for 2nd right now, as the 06 of Ice Cream Some Days will take over the 2nd position from that 300 of Resemble. But your leader on the track, just making sure, is the 38 of Baseman. So Baseman with a fantastic pit stop here today at Michigan, as we'll check to see who your leader at halfway was, as it looks like it's probably going to be, again, a 1-tire stop for all these drivers. And if they have to pit, so just running through some scenarios here, since Nico went 2 extra laps, if they have to pit again, that's very beneficial for that 96, as he could take back over the lead going those extra 2 laps. So we're going to see if that plays into anything for the 96. Not quite sure yet, but I mean, it could, as that 06 of Ice Cream Some Days, your pole sitter. Excuse me, she is down to the end. She is now working down to the inside. Not the 38 of Baseman. He is trying her darndest right now to get to get back to the lead, as the 38. Again, that outside line here at Michigan is the preferred line, and Baseman is I mean, he can, listen, Ice Cream can drop down to the inside all she wants, but Baseman holding that outside line as he's doing right now with the 30 or the 300. But the 300 may get a good run through the tri-oval here on the 38 of Baseman. So Baseman, two-time winner here this season in the More Freedom Series. He is trying to win race number 3 as well as that 06 of Ice Cream Someday. She's also trying to win race number 3. As the 38 and the 300 battle each other out right here on lap number 20 with about 10 to 11 laps to go here at the Michigan 60. Ice Cream thinking about making it 3 wide right now for the lead. She is to the back bumper of the 38 of Baseman, basically pushing him around this track. Ice Cream basically pushes that 38 of Baseman around this track and just like, oh my gosh, she was right there on his bumper, but that 300 of Resemble, he is trying his darndest to get back to second position, get to that lead, trying to pull out a win here for himself and the Drop Bear Racing team. As we still have 3 wide between the 123 of Roy Chow, the 00 of Mudbone, and that 777 of Seabass. So off the turn they come. Here comes that 51 of AJM. AJM started today in the 35th position, so he has worked his way into the top 10 right now. He's trying to work to the outside of that 123 of Roy Chow and the 33 of Harvey Jones. Checking in on your points leader, the 329 of Heck of a Duber, currently running in the 21st position. Second place in points, the 96 is running 26th right now. Third place in points, the 3 of Geek Girl Games. She runs in the 27th position. So good. It's going to be a good points day for some of these drivers, especially the 06 and the 300. So Resemble, who is, he's 166 points back. This is going to be very, very, very good for that 300 of Resemble as a 51 of AJM. Thinking about getting down to the inside of that 777 of Seabass. Seabass, again, that high line here at Michigan is going to allow that 33 of Harvey Jones to work to the outside, as well as the 71 of Kung Fu Beer. So Kung Fu Beer racing on the track right now for, I believe, the 6th position, as the 300 of Resemble to the outside of the 06 of Ice Cream Some Days. So it looks like Ice Cream trying to make a move on the 38 of Baseman. She's going to give up that position to the 300 of Resemble. Resemble working down to the inside of the 38 of Baseman. He's got a good run through 1 and 2. Down to the low line. Here comes that 06 of Ice Cream Some Days. She's going to push to the high line. She's going to head around that 300 of Resemble. Resemble trying to slide back up in front of that 06 of Ice Cream Some Days for second position. The 777 of Seabass, he's going to make a run to the back bumper of one of these 2 cars here in just a moment, as that 38 of Baseman still going to be your leader with about 5 laps to go here at Michigan. 06 of Ice Cream Some Days, she is working to the high line. That 300 of Resemble able to stay in second position, even though the preferred line right there is the high line. So Resemble with a very, very fast car here today at Michigan as he trying to work down to the inside. But the 300 or the 38 of Baseman once again into 3 and 4. Baseman with that preferred line. Resemble trying as hard as he can right now. He has got the hammer down. And that Dr. Pepper Toyota for the Drop Bear Racing team as the 06 of Ice Cream Some Days slides to the high line. Here comes the 33 of Harvey Jones right there to the back bumper of that 300 of Resemble. Harvey going high, getting a great draft on the 300 of Resemble. He's down to the inside right here as 2-car breakaway up at the front, the 38 of Baseman, the 06 of Ice Cream Some Days, and the 300 of Resemble. Now, Resemble's car is just amazing here today at Michigan. He is able to just put it wherever he wants, but that line that he has to drive through 1 and 2 to try to get around this 06 of Ice Cream Sundae is just not as good as what she's running in the high line right now. Down the backstretch, she's going to get a good run. Off of turn 3, off of turn 2, down the backstretch, heading for 3 and 4 is the 06 and the 38 of Baseman. Some hot, heavy, crazy, wild action here. As Ice Cream pulling it hard left underneath that 38 of Baseman. This 300 of Resembles going with her. He needs to give her a boost right here out of 2. As we're going to be coming down to the white flag here today at Michigan. I believe we're going to get the white flag here as they cross the stripe as the 33 of Harvey Jones to the outside. Well, the 300 of Resemble, your leader is that 38 of Baseman. He's going to be taking the white flag here today. He's going to have led almost as many laps as that 06 of Ice Cream Sundays. So one more time around for your leader, that 38 of Baseman, as the 33 of Harvey Jones gets around the 300 of Resemble. He goes into 3rd position. The 51 of AJM battling right now with the 777 of Seabass. This is for the 5th position. As last time through 3 and 4, here comes that 38 of Baseman, the 06 of Ice Cream Sundays to his back bumper. We're going to see if she gets a run. Your winner today for the Michigan 60 is the 38 of Baseman for KFB Racing. They continue a great run here in the second half of the season. And that is going to be, I believe, that's going to be at least win number 2, maybe win number 3 on the season for the 38 of Baseman. And he is going to tie the 06 of Ice Cream Sundays with 14 laps led. So crazy racing here today at Michigan. Looks like Arco went 4 laps down here at the end of this race, but let's go through your finishing top 10. Your winner today is the 38 of Baseman. Second place will be the 06 of Ice Cream Sundays. Third will be the 33 of Harvey Jones. Fourth will be the 300 of Resemble. Fifth will be the 777 of Seabass. Sixth will be the 51 of AJM. Seventh will be the 71 of Kung Fu Beer. Eighth will be the 00 of Mudbone. Ninth will be the 799 of Mike Chicken. Rounding out your top 10 will be the 123 of Roy Chow. Your notables, your points leader will finish 22nd. Second place in points, Nico will finish 28th today. So exciting race today for this Michigan 60. Next week, we head to North Wilkesboro for the North Wilkesboro 80. So first race, official race there this season, as we did have the All-Star race, which I believe was run by Jetman. So that's our next race coming up next week. Let's take a look at your point standings. See who is leading these points. See what's going on at the top of the field here today, as there was a lot of chance for a lot of people to make up some spots here, but you're seeing your points here on the screen. Let's also check in on your team and chassis standings, as Ford is going to have the win here today, but several Toyotas again in the top 10. We're going to see what the team and chassis standings look like. Well, another fantastic race here in the More Freedom Series. Congratulations to your winner, the 38 of Baseman, multiple winner here in the More Freedom Series this season, and KFB Racing continuing a little bit of, like, they have a little bit of dominance here in the second half of the year, but congratulations again to the 38 of Baseman. He is your winner for the Michigan 60, and until next week at North Wilkesboro, take care.